Health Minister Khairy Jamaluddin says all the information and data in the MySejahtera application is fully owned by the government. Speaking in the Dewan Negara today, Khairy guaranteed that all data stored in the MySejahtera database will be preserved and used only by the Ministry of Health for the purposes of COVID-19 pandemic response. He said the use and management of this data is subject to the Prevention and Control of Infectious Diseases Act of 1988, Act 342, the Medical Act of 1971, Act 50, and international standards. Khairy stressed that the National Security Council had, on behalf of the government, entered into a non-disclosure agreement with KPISoft, now known as Antomo Malaysia, on April 1st, 2020, on terms agreed upon by both parties before the government launched the MySejahtera application on April 20th, 2020. KPISoft was responsible for managing the application. Among the key terms of this agreement is that ownership of all data and information obtained through the use of the MySejahtera application rests entirely with the government. Khairy said the government chose KPISoft because it offered the best digital solution. The system was already available, could go live and run within 2 weeks, was offered for 1 year on a corporate social responsibility basis, and had a good track record for previous work. The Kuala Lumpur High Court Commercial Division has fixed April 15th to deliver its decision on whether to allow P2 Asset Management to amend its statement of claim or allow the application to strike out the amended claim by defendants Antomo Malaysia, Revolusi Asia and MySJ. The case concerns the purported dispute over the shareholders' agreement between P2 Asset Management and Revolusi Asia to acquire a 10% equity stake in the latter, which in turn holds a 100% stake in MySJ. The case also involves the commercial aspect of the MySejahtera application, which has been used widely in Malaysia since 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Justice Dato' Ahmad Fairoz Zainul Abidin heard submissions from P2 Asset Management today to amend its statement of claim and the objections made by Antomo, Revolusi Asia and MySJ to the amendment and their application to strike it out. He said he will deliver his decision via email on April 15th. Antomo, along with Revolusi Asia and MySJ in today's proceedings, had initially objected to the presence of the media, arguing that the proceedings were held in chambers and only have to do with the shareholders' dispute and not the MySejahtera app as a whole. However, Justice Ahmad Fairoz allowed the presence of the media in the online Zoom proceedings as it was a matter of public interest. P2 Asset Management had originally filed the writ and statement of claims on November 24th last year. It filed the amended statement of claim on January 22nd after some of the defendants had already filed their statement of defence. Analysts are keeping their overweight recommendations on the banking sector as it has sufficient buffers to withstand extreme stress, with earnings expected to remain stable in 2022. Hong Leong Investment Bank or HLIB Research believes the sector's risk-reward profile is skewed to the upside. Its analyst Chanjit Hong says valuations are undemanding. Plus, the country is only at the cusp of an OPR hike-up cycle with economic recovery, which benefits banks. As such, HLIB remains bullish and has a more broad-based stock buying strategy for the first half of this year. Its preferred stocks are Maybank, target price RM9.40, Public Bank, target price RM4.80, RHB Bank, target price RM7, BIMB, target price RM3.45, and Affin Bank, target price RM2.35. Meanwhile, TA Securities Research is forecasting net profit growth of 7.2% in 2022 and 19.6% in 2023 for the banking sector. Analyst Wong Lee Xia said this is due to the momentum of domestic economic activity, which should continue to improve gradually, leading to stronger loan growth projections for 2022 and the reopening of international borders. TA Securities said it maintained its buy calls on lenders Maybank, target price RM9.40, Hong Leong Bank, target price RM24.60, RHB Bank, target price RM6.40, CIMB, target price RM6.30, Alliance Bank, target price RM4.20, and Affin Bank, RM2.40. It downgraded Public Bank and AMMB holdings from buy to hold on narrower potential upside. Former Auditor-General Tan Sri Dr. Madinah Mohamad told the Kuala Lumpur High Court today that her predecessor Tan Sri Ambrin Buang was reluctant to share his opinion of the 1MDB audit report with her. Madinah said when she tried to glean her predecessor's views, he was tight-lipped and instead asked her to read the report herself. Madinah is the prosecution's 12th witness in the ongoing 1MDB audit tampering trial involving former Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Razak and ex-1MDB CEO Arul Kanda Kandasamy. Madinah, who served as the Auditor-General till February 2019, said she couldn't recall the exact timing of the meeting with Ambrin, and it was around the time of her appointment in February 2017. She said that as the incoming Auditor-General, she was asked from time to time about 1MDB as it was a hot topic, so she sought Ambrin's opinion. She said she also inquired about Najib's involvement in the matter, but Ambrin had told her that it could not be verified. She added that government officials at this time had to tread lightly on any issues pertaining to 1MDB. Media and entertainment company Astro Malaysia Holdings booked a 24.57% drop in fourth quarter FY22 earnings on higher license, copyrights and royalty fees and staff-related and financing costs. Net profit fell to 126.59 million ringgit, while revenue slipped 6.98% to 1.03 billion ringgit due to a fall in subscription and merchandise sales. The group declared a fourth interim dividend of 1.5 cent per share and proposed a final dividend of 0.75 cent per share for the fourth quarter of FY22. This brings its total dividend for FY22 to 6.75 cent per share. Quarter on quarter, however, Astro's net profit rose 19.51% on improved margins and lower depreciation of right-of-use assets, offset by higher finance costs and tax expense. Revenue was up 0.87% as higher advertising revenue offset lower subscription revenue and merchandising sales. For the full year, net profit declined by 14.63% to 460.88 million ringgit, while top line slipped by 4.22% to 4.18 billion ringgit. Moving forward to FY23, Astro CEO Henry Tan said the group is powering up by becoming an internet service provider, bundling Astro Fibre with content, introducing Astro Fibre standalone broadband to complement its suite of offerings, as well as the full-scale rollouts of its addressable advertising proposition. The group remains cautiously optimistic on its outlook. Astro's shares rose 1.85% to RM1.10 today, valuing it at 5.63 billion ringgit.